What's going on, good people? What's going on, good people? You almost had me there, didn't you? Almost gave you the underwater sound. Pull up Shorty in the building. Lisa O in the building. Pour the energy out of this world. Denzel, what's good? C.H. Walter. Ashley in the building. Do y'all remember when the night show, the Midnight Family, used to literally start at damn near midnight? This This used to be really the Midnight Family, the Insomniac Club. Let me give my official introduction. Sorry about that. Welcome to Midnights with Marcus. Maybe that's an old overlay too. I'm gonna update that overlay. You know what? I'm gonna update this overlay after the show. This is gonna be, by the way, very, very short show tonight. I had my clove tea a little too close to cocktail hour. I should have had my clove tea a little longer ago. So what's going on, good people? Send the cards chant to Nikki. I've got to do that. I think it's on the thumbnail. I got to go through my thumbnails. David said drinking a beer on the patio. Red State. Red State. I remember watching TV from it's like 3 a.m. Yep. DL Osborne in the building. Greetings, Corey. Ooh, Corey says, who's next? Salute. Hope I didn't jump. Of course, we got the lovely lady Lauren in here keeping these YouTube streets safe. Corey Carson representing the Cardinal Bird. Patrick representing the Cardinal Bird. Ronnie Ryan representing the Cardinal Bird. Rumors of the Ville. Shout out Hillmore Bay. Craig J in the building. What's good? Sanchez Jackson representing the Cardinal Bird. Yeah, apologies, people. Last night, we went to had the little get together of BW3s for the draft. Yeah, by the time I got home and set up, my stomach was hurting. I was tired. Do your thing, PK. With orange and lemon. Get that good vitamin C in there. The hibiscus. I don't know much about that, though. I don't know much about that. What's up with Jaden Q? That's going to be a tough one. It wasn't bubbling. It was just, I don't know, just crampy. It was crampy, Ashley. Ooh, pull up shorty says, Pope can't close the deal. No Baylor players left for UK. We've been there before. Man, it's crazy. I was saying the same thing earlier. I almost felt bad for him. Little part of me felt bad knowing what that feels like. Just got a head start. That's pretty funny. Ooh, heard Arizona State offered the bag. Ooh, I don't know. I would have to check their coach's situation. Listen, you got a shot at kids like that until the doors close. You got a shot after they commit. Commitment still don't even mean anything. That works too. North of $1 million, allegedly. Better get with the program. Really his best shot. He's seen Montrez. Oh, great O. So they get, iron sharp as iron for sure. Wesley Yates, has he committed? When you say what happened, did I miss something? Did I miss a commitment? We need to y'all want to listen to a little bit of PK? Okay, let me pull that sound down a little bit. Let's go listen to a little PK real quick. Let me see. Let's go here. Let me see. Okay, let me close this. I'll leave that open. Present.
The coach of the Cards, Pat Kelsey. Pat, thank you. You know, whenever you have a guest on, you try and be polite and you say, "Hey, gosh, thank you for spending some time with us." But in this case, I really am grateful because I don't know how you're squeezing us into your day when I've seen your schedule. You're like the Ted Lasso guy. He's here. He's there. He's every blank and where. He's Pat Kelsey. That is you, my friend. You are going a million miles an hour. So thanks for carving a few minutes out for us. We appreciate it.
Hey, no problem. It's an honor to be with you guys, Bob, Nikki. I don't, geez, I feel like I'm talking to two Louisville legends.
Oh, so, gosh.
Absolute honor, but thanks for having me.
All right, we'll send him a shirt. Send him a t-shirt. send Pat a t-shirt. Hey, I do want to ask you this. You've been coaching for a while. This isn't your first rodeo. This has got to be, though, given the bizarre stature of the whole portal thing and the NIL and the fact that by and large, basically you got a whole blank slate. You've never had a preseason off season like this one, have you? This has got to be incredibly unique, doesn't it?
Well, I think it's kind of probably more the norm than the exception, maybe not to this extent where you got to build sort of an entire roster. But you know, it is a new time and a new era. You know, totally different than if you just go back 5 years, 6 years, or heck, even 4 years. In every major industry, whether it's the auto business, whether it's housing, whatever it is, there's seismic shifts that happen from time to time. And the key is being able to adjust and embrace those changes. So, you know, I say it all the time, there's probably a large faction of whether it's coaches in the profession or people in general that, you know, you yearn for the old days, right? This isn't the college athletics, college basketball, college football that I grew up with, that I know and love. But, you know, things change and industries change. And what we've tried to really do, you know, since this seismic shift has kind of happened and occurred with NIL and the transfer portal over the last 3 or 4 years, fellas, is tried to run toward it and tried to adapt, tried to embrace it and tried to be out front. And use it as much as possible to our advantage. I still consider myself, you know, a young coach. Coach Prosser used to joke about the old guys in the business being dinosaurs, and I don't ever want to become a dinosaur, but I still have a long time left in this profession. I love what I do, and I look at this space and this new opportunity is an opportunity and an advantage. So that's how we're viewing it.
Let's talk about your roster a little bit here. Now, forgive me, but I believe I've got this right. I know when it's a high school recruit, you're not allowed to talk about them publicly until they sign their national letter of intent. But here, they don't do that with guys out.
Come on, Bob. Don't be trying to trap my coach.
Their financial aid paperwork or something. So
Bob.
I mean, I don't know which guys have done that and which guys haven't. So I'm not trying to steer you down a road where you can't talk about guys. But let me start with a generic question I know you can answer, and then maybe we'll get into some specifics. You clearly look like you have a type, and I mean that as a compliment. You asking
for strategy, Bob.
These guys all, whether they're guards or not, are seemingly willing passers. They like to pass the ball. They're unselfish players. They look like they give you a good honest effort at the defensive end. And goodness knows you got some shooters in the bunch. So if you put that together, it looks like the other stuff, you'll kind of figure out as you go along. Are those your top priorities? And how do you identify the guys that fit in to the way you want to play?
Yeah, it's a great question. And probably now's not the time to talk specifics because until we kind of get our entire group together, probably won't go as much into individuals and specifics. But I will say, at this point, we love where we're at, how these pieces are falling together. We are very intentional and specific as to what we look for in a player.
You want a whole recruiting strategy?
I love winners, right? I love, power of the unit is what we talk about all the time. Within our cultural blueprint, we talk about relentless effort, competitive excellence, and the power of the unit. Relentless effort guys that are tough and that play hard, competitive.
Way to dodge that bullet, Coach.
That's one of the qualities, that I value the most. And then, the power of the unit is guys that are committed to winning, right? And in this new age, which probably is skewed more and going more toward a professional sports model, obviously you have individuals just like you do in a professional locker room that have individual goals and aspirations from a personal standpoint. Heck, we all do. We all have egos. But I think the programs, that are going to contend for championships obviously have to sign very talented players that fit their system, but they also have to sign people that are and bring people in your organization that are willing to give of themselves for the good of the team. I think the programs, the coaches, the staffs, they're going to be able to galvanize groups, create a common mission, a common bond, and fight like heck every day, and have excellence in what you do every day to pursue winning is very much important. Obviously there's measurable metrics, statistics that we look at, we value. I'm a baseball guy. I'm from Cincinnati. I love the movie Moneyball, and I read the book Moneyball before the movie, Billy Beane. I just remember reading that a long time ago, and I just said, man, how can you apply that to basketball? And I think we have our way, we have our metrics, and we've utilized that for the majority of the 12 years that I've been a head coach to identify who fits in our system. But then there's things that you can't measure, Bob, as well, right? Things that are intangible, value, toughness, competitiveness, basketball IQ. Do they make people around them better? And then, are they adaptable? Do they have adaptability, right? That's just that thing, that it inside them where games on the line, big moments, that's when they're at their best. It's 4th and 3. Play breaks down. Can you get the stinking first down? So, combination of things that you can measure and things that you can't.
First down.
You mentioned the pace, or you didn't mention that, but obviously we play at a great pace. We value shooting, but we really value basketball IQ and ability to pass as well. I love guys that can facilitate, pass, and share the ball.
You talked about adaptability, though, and I think I've heard this from some mutual friend that when you played against Villanova in the NCAA tournament, the way they played influenced you a bit, and to that end, they played. I mean, there were times when I guess it was when Jay Wright was there, it looked like they were trying to compete in the 6 foot and under league. I mean, they were tiny, but they spread the floor, and they had a bunch of guys who could shoot it, and it impacted you. Are you a walking example of what you're talking about? Adapting to changing your own opinions or outlook, because you had success. It wasn't like you weren't winning, but you made some adaptations, didn't you?
I don't think there was any major shift the time we played Villanova. I mean, we have a philosophy that we believe in, and it's been very, very, very successful for us. And every great program has their deal, right? I think any organization, they have a DNA. They have something at their core that they're about. And there wasn't any type of major shift in kind of offensive or defensive philosophy. I just have so much respect for Coach Wright and did such a deep dive and a study on them going into the NCAA tournament. And, I always say about their teams, the beauty's in their simplicity.
Mm-hmm.
They're not the most complicated system in the world, but what they do it great. Coach Wright read his books, right? Watched his tapes, and amongst other things, I just remember how they make the simple spectacular, right? For instance, their catches, right? Every single catch, he always says you're most open when you first catch the ball. And if you look at
the Davenport special too,
play, they're so attack ready, so shot ready on every single catch. And then they make the simple play. They have what I call 0.8 catches, right? They make quick decisions with the ball. The ball moves, people move. They do so many simple things, but do them well. They play so well off penetration. They play off two in the lane. They're and amongst anything, and this is something that's really at the core of what I believe is, he's a guy that believes that culture eats strategy for lunch.
Mm-hmm.
The strength of the Villanova culture, the belief, the buy-in, whether they had 5 McDonald's All-Americans or not, there was just such a connectivity amongst their team. And I got a lot of respect for him and how he runs his program. And, we try to mirror that. And I thought we tried to mirror that before we even played them, but no doubt respect the heck out of them. Playing against them even raised that respect level.
Pat Kelsey's with us here. That leads to a question that before I ask it, it's probably unanswerable, but I'll throw it out there. If that is such an important part of a winning culture and has been for the teams that you've coached, how do you know when you have to bring this many new guys in that they're all going to buy into your culture? How can you ascertain?
Yeah, I mean, you gotta peel away the onion, and you'd be amazed at the amount of due diligence. And I don't know if everybody does this, but we sure as heck do. That's why I said it's more than just analytical metrics, and that is obviously a big part of that.
He ain't giving you the playbook, Bob.
Names that go into the portal, you're pouring through over the course of the last 6 weeks, 7 weeks, 8 weeks, whatever it's been.
Here's a good question.
The portal open, a lot of names, a lot of numbers, a lot of statistics, and you can comb through it and pull out guys that you think analytically really fit with you, but it's all those other things. How do you find those things out about? You got to make your calls. Mm-hmm. You got to go through the reference check, not even the given references. You got to call people that just know them, have been around them, and have coached them, and have coached against them. And sometimes it's just off the beaten path of basketball. You talk to the academic advisor. I want to talk to the strength coach. I want to talk to the team doctor. I'm not saying every time we recruit a kid, we're making every one of those calls.
Right.
But you want to find about their makeup, right? Their character, what makes them tick. Are they team oriented? What's the resiliency like? Their toughness, their tenacity, their team oriented approach. So, yeah, I don't know if everybody does it as much as we do, but I can tell you we go to great lengths to make sure we're bringing guys into organization that fit. Talent, obviously huge. Production, obviously huge. But those other things matter.
Well, you talked about it earlier. We can't get into specific guys, but I've heard some names bandied about, and I can only tell you this, having broadcast some of those guys' games during the year, the one other consistency I see, in addition to guys that are willing passers and those other things we talked about, all these guys come from winning programs. You're not involved with anybody who's not coming from teams that won a bunch of games, went to the NCAA tournament. That I gather is very important to you, and it should be. What do you make of that part of your evaluation?
Yeah, I mean, I think winning guys, it's in your DNA, right? If you come from winning programs, winning cultures, you know what it takes. That's not to say there's not diamonds in the rough. There's winning type kids with winning DNA. They're at a program where maybe their record wasn't the best because of circumstances, because of other things. But I love winners. I love guys, that have that mentality for sure.
To that end, sensitive question, but I get asked all the time, so go right to the source. Did you try to convince any of the players who were on last year's team to stay, or did you want to start from scratch? How did you approach that? Yeah,
I mean, when I got here, virtually every player was in the portal already, so they were already exploring, their options, and obviously what's best for them as individuals. And for their future is the most important thing. And the majority of those guys had already kind of turned their attention to exploring other options. I had an opportunity to meet with the team and then talk to individuals to see what was best for them and what was best for us. But, very appreciative. And I think everybody around here is, for the young men that have been on the roster and have been here and what they've done, to serve this university and this athletic department. Although the last couple of years have been tough, those young men poured their heart and soul into Louisville basketball, and for that we're very, very appreciative.
Are the two walk-ons coming back, Hersey Miller and McCool, or Aiden McCool, or not? So I get that.
Yeah, like all that is kind of still being worked out at this time, and
okay.
We'll know for sure here over the next several weeks.
All right, fair enough. It would be a great thing to do. I don't know in fact, I really don't know any of your staff, and our listeners might not. Can you give us a little heads up on the guys that you put on your staff here and what they bring to the table?
Yeah, I mean, somebody taught me a long time ago in business, and I think I said this at my press conference. Can't remember if I did or didn't, but you don't necessarily have to be the smartest one in the room, but you better have the smartest room.
Mm-hmm. And
I have a world-class basketball staff that I say all the time I wouldn't trade for the Boston Celtics, LA Lakers, you name it. They are loyal, they're smart, they're tenacious, they're hardworking, they have huge hearts, they're great with young men, they're organized, they are phenomenal at what they do. Brian Cloman's been with me 12 years. He's our defensive coordinator. He huge heart, great recruiter, phenomenal on the floor. Mike, I don't even know if I can say talk about Mike yet, because as he's international and there's some decent things that have to get finalized, it just takes a little bit more time. But he'll be coming soon. So I didn't even say his last name. So hopefully
okay.
I didn't get in trouble.
You're good.
Thomas Carr was with me at Charleston. Same thing. Just a unbelievably respected coach around college basketball, great recruiter, great mentor, terrific on the floor. Ronnie Hamilton, who came to us from LSU. He was at Ole Miss before that. He was at Middle Tennessee State before that with Kermit Davis when they became one of the best programs in all mid-major basketball, then went to Ole Miss and LSU. Ronnie's terrific coach, terrific person. And Mitch Johnson, our director of basketball operations, future coach, great basketball mind, unbelievably organized. Braden Connor comes from the greatest high school in the United States of America, Elder High School, the Panthers, Altiora, who's our video coordinator. His dad is actually the athletic director at Thomas More College in Northern Kentucky. Jermaine Ukegbu, who is an assistant coach for us, was a captain for me at Winthrop, one of the smartest, most tenacious, nasty defenders that I've ever coached. So strong in his faith, phenomenal young man, great mentor. Eli Foy, who I believe is the single best sports performance strength coach in the United States of America.
Wow.
And he's a game changer for us. There's no strength coach that is more valued by a head coach. He is also my chief of staff, which is crazy. How many strength coaches around the country are the chief of staff for their head coach? His ability to connect with young men, move
Get
their
him in the
hearts.
lab, coach.
You see transformation of the bodies of the players that we've had over the last several years, even grad transfers that come in for 1 year, makes them stronger, changes their body composition, keeps them healthy, and makes them more athletic than they've ever been before. Secret weapon. And I'm trying to think who the heck.
Oh, Peyton. What about Peyton?
Are you kidding me? Peyton Siva.
Yeah.
Maybe the most decorated player in the history of Louisville basketball. I mean, obviously there's guys that have gone on and had longer NBA careers and things like that. But when you talk about one of the most beloved Cardinals of all time, and a lot of it is just because his makeup and his DNA, he was a great player. He's a McDonald's All-American. He was a national championship point guard. But his personality and his energy is infectious. He's beloved by the basketball alumni at the University of Louisville. He's beloved in the community. And just an unbelievable addition to our staff. And I'm so darn excited about him. Tom Poe, I got another international guy who I can't talk about yet, so I don't think the hire is time. Sorry. If I'm missing somebody, I'm going to be.
No, you covered
really
it.
upset.
That was pretty good.
I don't know if this is all that you wanted, but
that was
gosh,
pretty
darn,
good.
I have an unbelievable staff, and Bob, holy cow, do they work hard.
Do they all do everything, or do you partition it? Like, will they all do game prep and recruiting?
That's a great question. So, the NCAA allows 3 off-campus recruiters, right? But then there's recruiting responsibilities that are allowed by other people on the staff that can't go off campus to recruit. Mm-hmm. So, that's Brian Cloman, Ronnie Hamilton, and Thomas Carr, elite at what they do. And we have 2 other assistant coaches.
Good job, Josh.
One being Jermaine Ukegbu. The other one is a gentleman I can't talk about yet. But we break our staff down, Bob, kind of like a full staff, where I do have defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator, and then kind of special teams coordinator. So Brian Cloman and Jermaine Ukegbu kind of oversee our defense. Brian's been doing that for 10 years.
Wow.
Calls our ball screen coverages in practice. That is 100% of his focus. He doesn't coach offensive concepts during practice. It's all about our defense. Jermaine, the same thing. And then offensive coordinators, the gentleman that has been with me a long time that isn't hired yet.
To be named, the player to be named later.
Player to be named later. I don't even know if I'm maybe because it's not a player recruit. I'm guessing I can talk about him, but I won't, just in case. So, and then obviously everybody else has individual responsibilities, from the operations guys to the video guys and things like that. And we say 25 strong in an organization, and I think all great organizations can define with great clarity what their purpose is. And we say 25 strong. That's everybody in an organization striving every day to do what they do with excellence and be the best in the country at what they do.
Well, I always like to give the listeners a chance to ask like one kind of non-basketball question. So I picked this one from the ones that our texter sent us. Texter said, can you ask Coach Kelsey, has he been surprised by anything about the Louisville community since he's been here? Pleasant surprise, he actually is what he wrote here. Anything pleasantly surprised you about your short time here in incorporating yourself into the Louisville community?
Well, it's a wonderful community, and people take so much pride in this place. There's so much love for Louisville, the people that are from here that have moved here. I mean, Pete Seva's from Seattle, and he just gushes when he talks about the fabric of this community, the closeness, the love of the University of Louisville. So I knew that going in, that it was a place with great pride and obviously passion for collegiate basketball, for Louisville basketball, and then in the state, obviously, where basketball is an absolute religion. But I will say I was actually surprised that it was at the level it was. I mean, I say all the time, man, I am no big deal. I'm Joe Bag of Donuts. I'm Harvey Sweat Socks, right, from the west side of Cincinnati. But gosh darn, I go out in the community, and it's like people, people's excitement for Louisville basketball, and the number of selfies I take and high fives I give. And I love it. I love it. You want to be somewhere where people are that stinking passionate, and it fires me up to no end just to know, obviously, like we mentioned, last couple of years have been a little difficult around here, but when this deal gets going, you can just feel the lid getting ready to get blown off this place. And 22,000 at the Yum Center. It's just so exciting, and it fires me up, and it makes me stare at the ceiling at night, not fall asleep, to reestablish that and to get that going here in this great town.
Well, God willing, knock wood here, will have lots of chances to visit with you before and after games coming up this season. I look forward to it. You have made a tremendous impression early. I'm loving the kinds of players that I hear the names being bandied about. Like I said, your type, if you will. I think that it's going to be fun to watch and very successful and very effective. And your energy level is certainly infectious. So thank you for taking a few minutes for us. And I look forward to getting a face-to-face with you in the near future, Pat. Welcome aboard.
I appreciate it. I mean, I have a face for radio, so it's probably better we do radio than TV. Thank you, fellas.
I do have to ask about those glasses, though, Pat. What's the deal with those glasses? What is was that a fashion statement, or what was that?
Easy, Bob.
First, they help me see, so let's start there. That's what those glasses are about. People that have impaired vision put these things called glasses on. So that's that. Now, the style of them, if you don't like them.
No, I didn't say that.
I love you and everything, Bob. I care more what my wife thinks.
No, I like them.
Her being attracted to me is the most important thing. She loves them. So I don't know. When I got them, I whatever the actor is it Reynolds? Something Reynolds?
Ryan Reynolds.
I was looking at glasses. Ryan Reynolds. I was looking at glasses like, okay, what should I get? And so Lisa sent me, she goes, well, Ryan Reynolds wears kind of glasses that are a little bit out there, and it might be going out on a ledge that maybe a little bit too far. And I said, what the heck, I'll try them. And that's kind of become my thing a little bit. So I got crushed at the press conference because I adjusted them too much. Everybody kept saying, tighten your dang glasses. And I'm like, mind your dang business, you know? So I did head out the Lens Crafters. I'm giving them a little shout out. I have no idea why. They give me no type of kickback.
That's pretty
I'm tightening these bad boys. I ordered another one, and we'll see. Some people are like wearing them around town. I saw a stinking T-shirt with PK's glasses on them with the word Revival on it.
Nice. If you could tell me I could wear a pair of glasses that make my wife think I look like Ryan Reynolds, I mean, I'd wear feathers in my hair. I don't care. That's a strong play out of you. So good work. That's all I can tell you. So, all right, buddy.
The only one that worries me a little bit. She always thinks he's really cute. Drives me nuts.
Come on,
he's a good friend of mine. That's my guy. But like, we used to have him come to speak to our kind of preseason kickoff deal at Charleston, but I kind of nixed that because Lisa kept mentioning.
Wait a minute, you're friends with Ryan Reynolds?
No, Jay Billis.
Oh, well, big Jay Billis. Jay Billis doesn't wear glasses like that. Ryan Reynolds does.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know how we went down that wormhole, but we'll get out of it now.
Where are we going right now?
And we're going to say goodbye to you and let you get back to work. Thank you, my friend.
It was fun, though.
It was a pleasure. Absolute pleasure to have you on.
Go Cards. L's up. See you guys soon. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thanks again.
See you.
Yep. When did Jay Billis get in that discussion? I thought he said Ryan Reynolds.
No. There was a split second. I think you guys talked over each other.
But he did say Ryan Reynolds.
He said
right?
Ryan Reynolds was.
Well, I want to make sure that he didn't originally say.
Oh, Nicky and Bob.
If he said Jay Billis the very first thing, and I interpreted it as Ryan Reynolds, I know disrespect. Jay's a fine-looking man, but
does Jay? I feel like I've seen Jay with glasses occasionally. Does he ever rock the?
I don't. The Clark. Those are I call them the Clark Kent glasses.
The Clark Kent glasses. Yeah. Look. I need an eye exam. I might be getting some PKs.
I mean,
I might be getting some PK glasses.
That was a great line. It was like, dude, I didn't even say I don't like them, but it's true. Even if I did say that, your wife says, Ryan Reynolds wears those. What the? You kidding me?
Yeah, right.
Your wife's going to see you in with a Ryan Reynolds filter. I don't care. What do you need? A cantaloupe on my head? Sure, not a problem. What do you need? That's not even a problem. So
that was awesome.
No, he's a good guy. He's good.
Thanks, Nikki. Thanks for getting Coach Kelsey on your dad's show and not Middays with Marcus Maben. You're doing a great job as the producer, Nikki the Boot. Great job. Isn't that awesome? So everybody just make sure you go support Bob Balvano's show. All good, Chris. When the trolls start lurking. Oh, man. Oh, man. Absolutely not. When we get this, and what do you consider bigs? 6'9" wings that can do it all? Are they bigs? Is JQ a big? Do you have to have the 7'1" Fitzmaurice? What's your definition of bigs? Coach Jeff Brom is definitely working. I need to drink one of these bottles, huh? I might drink one of these Coach Brom signed bottles on air one night. I may have to drink one of these on air, or I might just give one away. 6'8" or higher are bigs. Look, stop acting like it's coming out of your pocket. Still before the portal is closed. They are really, really, really shaking all the bushes. I love having multiple 7-footers. That's a good point. I'm sure Nikki would enjoy reading that. So look, this is Satterfield, and these are Brahms. 6'10" and up. Was Brandon Huntley Hatfield a true big? Yeah, Coach Brown. But we go back, so ain't no big deal. It's all good. Never late. Billy McNichol in the building. Was a 4 playing the 5. See, I knew that was going to be a conversation. Look, I don't think people forgetting about him. In case JQ finds a Arizona State glass slipper. It's not about the money. They're all collector's items. They are all collector's items. Is he going to be a 5 at NC State or a 4? Yeah, I agree with that. Okay, Joe is a bulk guy. Ooh. There's 2 game changers still coming in. There's 2 out of 5 scholarships. There's 2 game changers still coming in. 3, I wouldn't make a big deal about those scholarships, but there's 2 scholarships that are really going to matter. So, for the most part, you got the heart of your roster right now. I really like James Scott. Don't say James. Ooh, that's a good point. Bigs you can't push around. Yeah, I can't really snitch. It's not time to snitch just yet. And y'all didn't hit the like button like you didn't even enjoy the show tonight. You act like you didn't even want to hear the show tonight. Support the channel, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Y'all didn't do none of that tonight. Y'all must be mad at me. Y'all mad at me for last night? Fair enough. See y'all tomorrow.